What's going on, guys? It's your boy Elisha here.
And I'm Eli, and this is the E2E Show. I am back in Syracuse on the West Coast. Wait,
The right
hold
coast.
up. On the East Coast. I'm tired. I've been up since 3:30 a.m. But it's great to be back in my real home. Because, you know, when I go to LA, it feels like I'm visiting somewhere, even though it is my home.
Damn, a
But
LA
now,
Galaxy fan, born and raised in Los Angeles, and now adopting the East Coast as his home.
because I'm living here, because I'm here most of the year. But also, I'm a little salty that I wasn't allowed to go to the Galaxy match this weekend, but we don't need to talk about that.
Eli, it's okay. We understand. You're on the better coast. It's okay. It's embracing. We're welcoming you with open arms. It's cool. It's fine to say that you're where you're supposed to be, which is just the better coast. It's fine.
You will never get me to say that Syracuse is the best coast or the better coast, you know?
Listen, at the end of the day, that's what it is, and you're just gonna have to accept it at some point.
How are you doing, Elisha?
I'm doing well. You know what I'm saying? East Coast living, NYC. You know what I'm saying? Life is good. God is good. I feel good. So we're gonna get into some football. I feel even better. I'm not gonna say why. We're gonna get into it.
I think I know why you're feeling better, but first of all, I gotta ask you. You were at some sort of Liverpool watch thing yesterday or the day before. What was that?
Listen, by the time you guys watch this, it's gonna be 2 days ago, but this was yesterday from when we're filming it. The Anfield Experience at the Lightbox in Midtown Manhattan. It was crazy, basically organized by Liverpool. It's kind of and it was, I think, a 2-day thing, so they're having it today too, but it's an immersive experience of Anfield. It's basically like they take you through just this. You have to go down the stairs. If you guys go on the BR Football story or my story, I'll share more about it, but I'm pretty sure Liverpool has some stuff on their page too about it. But it's this whole immersive experience, and you feel like, you know, everything is red, and they brought a real Champions League trophy. We're gonna put a picture of it because I took a picture of it. I took some videos with it too. They brought a real actual Champions League trophy that Liverpool won, and yo, it felt like greatness. Like I could just imagine how much more it feels for the players to be playing for this trophy right there, because it's not just the piece of silverware, you know what I'm saying? It's what it represents. And just standing next to it, I was like, yo, there's a weird vibration next to it. Like it just feels like, it feels intense, but it was great. You know, there was a lot about, they brought in a real tour guide or a host. His name was Terry, shout out Terry, from Liverpool over to New York to basically guide us through the whole thing. Ex-Liverpool legend Sami Hyypiä was there. He had a Q&A. We got to talk to him. It was dope. It was really good. I love when, you know, teams in Europe or just in other parts of the world come to, you know, this side and, you know, just share their football experience, their football presence, you know, on this side, because we have a culture too, you know, and so it's all about merging it to make one big football culture. So it was dope, and I hope they get to do it in other cities and that other clubs get to do it too, because it's a great way to build, you know, a stronger fan base, but also give them a chance who might not be able to go to Anfield or Camp Nou or the Bernabeu or something, just an authentic experience of it here in the States. So Liverpool,
speaking of Liverpool, though, you know, they beat Arsenal this past week, and they're really putting a challenge to the title right now. You know, for a while we thought City was just running away with it again. It was going to be boring ass City just doing what they do. But Liverpool making a run. Do you think Liverpool can win the league this year?
I think that it just seems like City are fit to just keep winning the Premier League. I think they can win it for, like, you know, 1 or 2 more times in the next 3-4 years. I just think it's just like it's theirs right now. It's kind of like, it's yours, you know. And I think Liverpool, although they're contenders right now and they keep pushing for it and they're beating some strong teams and they're on City's tail right now, I think they're so focused on that Champions League. Like they just want more of that. But once you win it, and they have basically the same team. I mean, they added the Luis Diaz and the, you know, of them, but it's pretty much that same team that won it a few years ago. that's here now, and they're hungry for it. So I don't think, if they don't win it, it don't really matter. They want the Champions League. But I have an interesting take. Shout out to DJ Davini, by the way. If you guys haven't, okay. DJ had a good take. I saw this on TikTok, and he said, the TikTok basically said that we're watching the Champions League every year, and it's not really changing the teams that are in the Champions League. It's pretty much the same exact teams every year now. Long ago, it was different, Yeah. There was other teams, Mourinho was able to win it with what was it, Porto Sporting in Portugal.
Yeah.
I'm butchering it, but smaller teams used to win the Champions League, or not as well-known teams used to win the Champions League. Now it's kind of the same. It's the Reals, it's the Bayern, it's the PSGs, Barca, even though they're in the Europa League this year. But, Man City, Chelsea, it's the same teams every year. Is the Champions League kind of losing its touch or its importance because we keep seeing the same exact teams every year? So it doesn't seem as if it's that prestigious or unpredictable anymore.
He won it with Porto, which is...
with Porto.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's kind of losing its prestige, and I get it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the fans, I don't think too many of the fans are accepting it yet, but when you take a step back, you're like, oh, wait, like it's the same teams going into at least the quarters and the semis every single year. But
at the same time, I mean, we're seeing kind of new faces of the tournament in a way, very sad stuff if you're a big Ronaldo Messi guy, but for the first time in like forever, neither of those guys have made the Champions League quarterfinals. Yeah. So that's pretty crazy to think about. It almost feels like the end of an era. And especially, it's kind of weird to me that PSG didn't make it just because of how great Mbappe has been. But, Madrid outplayed them. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of sad that we're seeing them kind of move on. But yeah, you're right. Similar teams. It is kind of embarrassing that Barca's in the Europa League and not the Champions League.
Okay, you know what?
You don't need to talk about
yeah. Like I'm just saying, like there's some things that you don't gotta rub it in. Like we know it. You don't have to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? It hurts a little bit. Yeah. I feel good right now, but it hurts a little bit. They're in the Europa League, but whatever. I'm saying it's just I don't know.
Speaking of Europa League, though, the current champions or the reigning champions of the Europa League. They're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League this year. Villarreal, that's a Spanish team that we don't normally see go this far in the Champions League if they even make the round of 16 in the first place. But they're going to be facing Bayern. And I think we'll just go into like a little bit of a preview right now for the quarterfinals. We'll make our picks. They're going up against Bayern, which is, the safe team to pick to win it all pretty much every year. Even if they don't win it every year, they don't actually... They haven't won it in a while, but they're always a team that people think is this like a shoo-in for Bayern to get past Villarreal?
They won it 2 years ago.
They did win it 2 years ago. Oh my God. The pandemic is just screwing over with my history. I know Chelsea won last year. Bayern won it the year before, but the year before that was Liverpool, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's crazy to think, first of all, 2 ex-PSG coaches are now in the quarterfinals. Unai Emery and Thomas Tuchel are both in the quarterfinals, and PSG didn't make it. So, yeah, I'm happy for them because I thought for both of them, I thought that PSG let go of them way too quickly and didn't give them a chance to really grow with the team. But they're in the quarters, and now they have a possibility of winning the Champions League when PSG's chances are decreasing year after year after year, especially since Messi is playing horribly. Neymar is on his way. He's already talking about retiring from the national team. And Mbappe is on his way out. So it's kind of karma for them kicking out their people way too quickly.
Well, that's like one of my least favorite. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, that's just one of my least favorite things about the top European clubs in general. It's like they go through managers faster than like I go through pairs of underwear. It's like they really just change it up if you don't win 5 trophies in a row, if you don't win literally every.
Can we please just rewind on that? They go through managers faster than Eli goes through a pair of underwear.
It's true.
I mean, in a way, that's a good thing, Eli. Like, we're happy to, maybe it's TMI, but we're happy to know that you go through underwears quickly and that you don't recycle them. Boys,
no.
Stop wearing the same drawers days after day after day. Stop being
That's
nasty.
facts.
Learn from Eli.
Well, the thing is, and I say that as a roast to them because I sometimes wear like 2 pairs of underwear a day, you know? So it's like the fact that they're changing managers quicker than that, it's embarrassing, you know? And I just don't get it. Cause how do you build that culture over time with a coach? Maybe I'm such like an old school, maybe I'm such like an MLS guy where it's like, we have our manager and we stick by them until we really just are that bad.
Nah, that's absolutely, but that's right though. I mean, I don't say like, don't do it like for Arsene Wenger. Don't keep them like a decade after he's already done, you know, but a year or two, they're getting rid of these managers. Like, give them a chance, give them a time to grow. Like, damn, they didn't even go through their managerial puberty yet, and you already kicking them out. You put them out into the world naked.
And maybe that's why PSG hasn't won.
Because they're not building a culture.
No.
They're just trying to, and that's a boom. You know what? Let's talk about it. They got a whole bunch of money. They can buy, you know, almost any player that they want. And
they got demolished today. They got demolished by Monaco.
Absolutely. They have lost their last 3 away games in Ligue 1. You know? And so they're building, their whole culture is bring in the top guns. We want to bring in Messi. We want to bring in Neymar. We got Mbappe. We got Di Maria. All these big players, right? We're in Paris. You know, we have Zefentius Croissants. And it's just,
they got the Jordan partnership, the best thing in the world.
Jordan, you know what I'm saying? So everything is just big, 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 big. So they don't give you a chance unless you come in and you're flashy and you're big and you're winning the Champions League on one go, then you don't fit the marketing. You don't fit the brand that PSG is. Paris Saint-Germain is a brand now. And if you're as a manager, you know what they need? They need Mourinho to come in and win it on one go. That is the type of, because he's, you know, he brings the drama, he brings the showmanship. He'll come in, he's a famous guy in the football world. He comes in, wins it. Boom. That's exactly the type of thing they're looking for.
No, that's valid. And it's just so frustrating because obviously on paper, this PSG team is one of like the craziest I've ever seen ever. And that front three has to be considered like on paper, like the best front three in the history of history, right? Like
absolutely. But they're not playing like it.
Top three, like Moses didn't have a front three as good as that. Like, I'm just saying.
And he split the Red Sea.
That's what I'm saying. The fact
and
that
PSG has a better front three than Moses, and they can't split Ligue 1 defenses. Come on. What is that? Moses split the Red Sea with a worse front end.
Man, it's tough.
This is biblical. We're living in biblically horrible times right now. PSG, you got the Notre Dame Cathedral going there. Say a prayer. Ask Moses, yo, how'd you do it?
Yo, did you hear that they found like sorry, this is so random, but speaking of Notre Dame, I think they found like a mummy or like a corpse like under Notre Dame, like from like thousands of years ago, like recently.
That's actually it's not from thousands of years ago. It's actually it's my Uncle Jerome.
Oh shit.
And he just got lost and we were like, yo, Uncle, where you at? Where you been? And then we see it on the news. We're like, damn, bro, like RIP Uncle Jerome, man. We gonna miss you. But yeah, we gonna need that back, French government, because we gotta bury him. He was a good man.
Yeah, so was that PSG Monaco match? Was that 4-0? Am I tripping, or is that 4-0?
We gonna check that right now. PSG versus Monaco. That was 3-0.
3-0
earlier today, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was 4-2. But I wasn't exactly
4-0,
sure. Shout out to the Ben Yedder.
Real Madrid showed up to play against Barcelona 4-0.
Not one, not two, not three, but 4. Oh, I wish they would have scored some more.
Speaking of front threes.
Yeah.
Speaking of front threes.
Yeah.
This front three showed up today. Dembele, Aubameyang, Torres. They did it all. And they demolished Real Madrid. There's always been the talk, Madrid's been the better team in recent years. But no, Barca's. We said it a couple weeks ago. Our freaking podcast was called
Barca's back. Real Madrid, y'all got beat by a Europa League team.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
They have a game in hand against the team that's second. I believe that's Sevilla.
Come on.
Yes, Sevilla.
Yeah.
So if they win their next one, they're at 57 points.
Listen.
They're still 9 points shy.
Yeah.
But,
at this point, it's all bragging rights. I'm not gonna lie to you. Do I think Barca has a chance of winning La Liga? Absolutely not. But we're back. That's the point. That is the point. Somehow, Barca always finds a way, man. They got 1 or 2 bad seasons, and they're like, yo, we're gonna make a big U-turn, bring Xavi back. Yo, Xavi, man.
And I'm looking at it now. I think
I owe him some Haitian food. I owe Xavi some Haitian food because the job he's been doing with this Barca team, it's beautiful. Aubameyang, come on.
Our boy Troops is boy. Aubameyang.
Yes.
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 And by the way, I'm looking at it now. This was Barca's first time beating Madrid since March of 2019. So this is, if anything, is to bring the rivalry back. People are like, oh, there's no more Ronaldo, no more Messi. It's not good anymore. Well, if there's any way to bring it back, it's by beating them 4-0 after not beating them for 2 years. Showing them that, hey, we are still here. This is not one-sided.
It's not.
I'm proud of Barca.
I'm proud of them too.
Barca fan.
Newly Barca fan.
I'm proud of the lads, And it was fun to watch. Unfortunately, I missed it because I was on an airplane. But seeing the scoreline.
Barca. Fiscar Barcelona.
Oh,
and come on.
We were talking about Dembele a couple weeks ago, whether or not he should be back into the squad or not. Man's had 2 assists today, so he.
Listen, this is a big lesson for all of you young boys and girls watching. This is what happens when you get it together. Something, I don't know if it's his entourage or just himself. I don't know what's been. I don't know if it's the drama with his contract renewal or whatever. Dembele made a switch, and I'm so happy to see it. That boy is maturing finally, and he's doing, and it's showing. It's showing because it's not. He's still being criticized. Still being criticized by the public. Now a little less because every time he touches the ball at the Camp Nou, the fans clap for him. They applaud him because he's playing phenomenally right now. That's one of my 7 words that I chose to use today. I look at the dictionary and I'm like, there's certain word phenomenally. Dembele is playing phenomenally. He's playing splendidly. He's playing so eloquently. Ooh. He's playing supercalifragilisticexpialidociously. Oh, come on. He's amazing. So young boys and girls, this is what happens when you take the game seriously, when you mature, when you focus. Sami Hyypiä emphasized focus at the Anfield Experience the other day. Focus is important. It's essential for longevity. Focus on your game, and this is what happens. You can beat Real Madrid 4-0. Eli, you can do it. You want to beat Real Madrid 4-0? Just focus, and you can do it.
I cannot finish for shit, but yes, I could make an.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walked into.
Yeah.
I could.
All right, but
I could make a mean slide tackle.
Okay.
Mean slide tackle.
We gonna test that. We're gonna test that. Comment down below, guys, if you want to see a 1v1 challenge of the E2E show. I want to test Eli's tackling abilities. Okay. I want to see it. I want to
break your leg, but yes, we could try.
Let's make it happen. Comment down below, guys. Comment down below. Let us know if you want to see it. Make it happen. Eli, you from this week in MLS, you ain't been talking about much MLS today. What's going on? What's happening? Is your team losing? What's happening? Is that what it is? Are you shy? Let's talk about it. It's okay. This is a safe space for you. Wow, that was horrible. I will never go to a funeral with Eli because if this is how you cry, I will burst out laughing in the middle of it. Please don't ever do that again. But let's get into it. Let's talk about what the hell is that?
It's a blanket. I don't know. It's cold up in here in Syracuse.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Charlotte, the team that we went to see their first home game, now have won their first game. Big shout out to
they won their second home
some
game.
Claps, virtual claps.
They did what I would have liked them to do in their first home game had it not been against the Galaxy. But yeah, they looked great for the first time. Like they actually looked like a real soccer team.
Yeah.
And this Polish striker, they have Karol Swiderski. He got a brace. And what's even better, I'm a big advocate for the MLS Super Draft. I will always be. You know, there's always great talent that comes from it. The first overall pick from the MLS Super Draft this past year, Ben Bender, bent it like Beckham, got himself a goal and an assist, and he's been Charlotte's best player so far this season.
Come on.
So if you think the Super Draft is dead or it doesn't matter, you're wrong because it does.
Okay. You are wrong because look what happened. Ben Bender bending it like Beckham on the back burner with some big booty.
Oh.
I don't know if he got a big booty, but it rhymed. I'm sorry.
It's pretty tall, but I don't think that translates to me. But the Revolution I do feel bad for the Revolution after losing to Charlotte because earlier that same week they had the biggest choke job in CONCACAF Champions League history.
You have got to change your terminology.
Okay, time out. Let me explain what happened. This is
title. Jesus. Go ahead. My goodness.
You know what I mean?
We're going to be sponsored by the wrong companies for this show.
It's going to be freaking Viagra or some shit.
Blue Chew.
Yeah. All right. But no, let me explain though. Because the CONCACAF Champions League, obviously it's like MLS versus Liga MX and then of course some other teams as well. But it's mainly MLS versus Liga MX. And basically what happened is it's 2 legs, you know, typical your 2-leg series, whatever. New England went up 3-0 in the first leg against Pumas, one of the Liga MX teams. And then, of course, everyone was like, "Oh, this is the year MLS. You know, we're gonna have every team make the semifinals. We're gonna finally win this tournament." And then the second leg comes, and they blow the 3-0 lead. It's 3-3, and they have one of the worst PK shootouts in history. So tough week for Revs fans. I totally feel for y'all. And, you know, if you guys need anyone to talk to, you know, hit a brother up. But I feel bad for you guys. And I just wanted to mention that. That's probably why, you know, they were a little frazzled in that Charlotte match. But I'm not going to take anything away from Charlotte because they look like ballers out there. What else happened in MLS? I mean, my Galaxy, they lost to Orlando. It was a pretty bad game. 1-0 at home.
What else happened?
I couldn't go.
By the way, Galaxy lost. By the way, the Galaxy
are statistically the team that has created the most, like the best chances in the league. They've led the league in expected goals so far this season, but they are way under in terms of the goals they've actually scored. I believe they're like 8.9 goals. I believe that is like it's like 8.9 expected goals, but they've only scored 4.
Are you scared? Is that why the stats are coming out right now?
I am scared.
Are you seeing kind of a dip in the LA Galaxy? Is this sign of some weird times coming up for LA Galaxy?
Well, it's just like we create all these chances, but then we have stupid Kevin Cabral trying to finish every chance, and he's terrible. He is the worst designated player the team has ever had, and it's just so annoying to watch because literally he's at the end of every chance that we create, and it just, you know, it's a pile of garbage the second he does it, and there's no hate to him. If he was not a designated player, I wouldn't care that much. But the fact that he is a designated player, he is starting over someone who tries way harder than him in Samuel Grandsir. It's just stupid. You can't be losing 1-0 at home to a team that traveled across the country to play you. Sorry, that was my rant for the week. In other news,
let it out. Okay, it's good to don't retain it. Don't bottle it in. This is a safe space, guys. In a comment, put some virtual claps for Eli. Put some virtual snaps for Eli to show him your support. We're here for you.
Shaqiri scored his first goal for Chicago.
He scored his first goal,
which is great. It was a PK, but still, a goal is a goal. FC Cincinnati, the worst team ever, are no longer the worst team ever because that's Inter Miami, because FC Cincinnati has 2 wins in a row, and they just beat Inter Miami 3-1. Gonzalo in the mud. That's all I'm saying.
I promise you, Eli, one of these days, some of these fans are gonna run up on you because you will go to their games and they're gonna challenge. They're gonna be like, see, all of that shit you was talking about on the podcast. Where's that energy now? Because you calling them the worst team ever. You cursing out players. Listen, my hands only work so much. You're gonna make sure put in a lot of work when we go to these places, man.
I share the sentiment of a lot of fans for both the Galaxy player and for FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati fans will tell you, I mean, they finished bottom of the league 3 years in a row. If there were promotion relegation, they'd be relegated to League Two by this point. So it's okay. They know. I don't think me saying that they're the worst team ever is that bad of a take. But they're no longer, because that's Inter Miami. And they're down bad. Gonzalo's down bad. That's whatever. Other news, another, I don't want to say choke job again, but, CF Montreal was up 2-1. Actually, no, they were up 3-1 on Atlanta United. And then Atlanta said, no, we're coming back. And it was a 3-3 draw, but it was a sick draw because the second goal to make it 3-2 was Thiago Almada's first goal in MLS, bright young Argentine prospect who they dropped a lot of cash on. So it's great to see him scoring. And then Brooks Lennon with a 90th minute free kick. Beauty. And I think did Brooks Lennon make the U.S. men's national team roster? I think he might have, actually. Emmett, if you want to correct me on that. I think he might have been. Oh, he didn't. Okay, never mind. So no Brooks Lennon this time, but you wouldn't be surprised if he is in form right now. He's looking good, but no, he actually he's not a USMNT player yet. I'm jumping the gun a bit, but Brooks Lennon has been outstanding for Atlanta, and that's really all I got to say about MLS this week. Right now is Seattle versus Austin as we're recording this. Oh, he could be a Dest replacement. Thank you, Emmett. Yeah, Dest obviously went down.
National teams. It was just announced that I believe Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford were not added to the roster for the next few English.
No Jadon Sancho?
No Sancho or Rashford.
I get Rashford. He's not been at his top level recently for United at all. But Sancho's playing well. We've talked about Sancho on here.
Just now starting to, though. It's kind of like, if you really want to work on building the chemistry, you want to put a roster together that everybody, including the team itself, believes in. And if you're just now like the Sakas and them and the Hendersons and those, like they're just they're consistent.
I like that though, that Sancho's not there. I feel like he deserved the call. I think he's been one of the bright spots of United over the last few weeks or so. So I don't know. Rashford, not surprised. Just obviously, he's been out of form. It sucks, but I know he'll get back. He's coming off that injury from earlier this season, and he just hasn't gained it back yet. But it's coming. I'm feeling it. Speaking of another thing that's coming. Wait, that's a really bad way to transition. But NWSL is coming to LA and San Diego, and both of those two teams faced off against each other in, I believe, what's called the Challenge Cup, and it was Angel City FC's first ever match in general.
Angel City FC, man.
Oh yeah, and this was a great matchup because you got on one side Kristen Press of Angel City FC, and then Alex Morgan of San Diego Wave. By the way, first of all, I want both of their kits because they are drippy as hell. I think San Diego Wave, they have like one of the greatest badges in like US soccer. Like I love the coloring of it. Angel City FC, it's like, if LAFC went a little pink, I got it. But it's cool. They got DoorDash as a sponsor. Yeah.
We got to put the San Diego Wave logo up on the screen because that's fire.
It's beautiful.
That's fire. That's dope.
Anyways, the match ended in a 1-1 draw, but that doesn't matter. What really matters is the fact that NWSL is coming to Southern California, and I have a team to support now. Angel City FC all the way. And I think that's also been part of the reason why I've struggled to get into women's soccer in the past, is because I haven't had a local club, because having a local club always changes the game for you. I mean, it's the reason why I watch soccer in the first place, because I started with the Galaxy. So, I think this is the great start for me having Angel City FC, and I'm all on board. I'm big Angel City FC guy. Plus Natalie Portman's one of the owners, who was one of my childhood crushes, but
That's a good point. Representation. It's representation because it's like Austin, coming and having a team. For the longest, everybody had, like Austin just didn't have a professional sports team to support. It was always what's the college's name? It was
Texas
UT.
Austin.
Yeah. It was UT that they were, and they're a college team, and so when Austin FC came, it's like they felt like they were represented in Texas. Dallas has a team, Houston has a team. They felt like, yo, we're a major city in this great state. We need a team, and so that's important. The more professional teams expand to different cities, the more the fan base will increase, and people will feel like they have something to connect to. So yeah, it's good that more and more, whether it's women or men's team, are being created out there because it's only helping the game grow even more.
No, exactly. So I'm pumped. Like, this is great stuff. My mom is pumped. She wears her Angel City FC hat to every single match that I go to with her now. Whether it's Galaxy, whether it's LAFC, she's wearing her Angel City hat. And, seeing her get excited about it. I mean, she was never a soccer player, but she's getting excited about having a women's team. It's getting me excited being like the mama's boy. So I'm just very hyped about it in general. So like, great stuff. The second I get home for summer, I'm going to start attending Angel City FC matches. And, Elisha, if you ever want to come out to LA for an Angel City FC match, I'm there.
I'm going to have my gear. I'm going to have everything. Angel City FC. Yo, hook us up. Let's have, you know what I'm saying? We'll pull up to Angel City FC game, make it a move.
That's what I'm saying. But I think that's it on my part. I'm going to go watch, Boca versus River Plate, which is happening right now. If you want to watch that, that's on Paramount Plus. But is there anything you got to say before we head out, Elisha?
No, we got to leave him with some value, man. We got to leave him with some good stuff. To this week, first of all, again, how are you feeling overall? How's life? How's the mental? How's the physical?
Spring break was great. I just had a week off of school. I was back in LA. I ate the best food I could have possibly ever eaten, which is the best part. But one thing about this time around, going back to school, I'm really starting to implement the healthier habits, eating healthier, and I'm going to start working out again, which is a little scary, but I'm going to start doing it. And I want you to hold me accountable on this show.
Absolutely. Will, guys in the comments, we gonna check in on you every single week, Eli. We're gonna check in to make sure you're staying up to date with it. But that's good.
Yeah. How about you, Elisha?
I feel good. Tired. Tired. I always say I feel blessed, black, and highly favored every single day. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for all the blessing that's in my life. Family's good, everybody's good. But I think one of the biggest lessons and things that from this week, a theme that's like reoccurring, that keep popping in my head, is communication. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one thing, I know that's one thing that, sometimes I'm put in a position where if something it keeps repeating, I have to get to it. I have to implement it with everyone that's around me. And, better communication, clearer communication, more frequent communication. That, once you do that and it's met with understanding from the other side, then you have way better relationships. So that's something that I'm working on. I talk a lot, but talking a lot doesn't mean you talk effectively a lot. And that's a real skill that everybody should learn. Communicate well, and be willing to understand when you're being communicated to. Boom.
I think that's something I need to work on as well. I'm not really good at reaching out to people when I want things or when I want to talk to someone about anything. I'm bad at reaching out. I used to always expect people to reach out to me, which is a bad mentality to take overall. But no, I definitely identify with what you just said. But I think that's it for this week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your family's staying safe. I hope you have love in your life and that you guys are getting to it. You're focused. I hope you're working hard and that you keep tuning in every single week to the E2E Show. Eli, send them more.
From Syracuse and from Brooklyn, this has been the E2E Show. Bye, guys.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the Go channel. Make sure you guys follow us on all social media. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.